What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Niners News here on 49ers Hive. My name is Zach Hernandez, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Matt Llewellyn. And today we are going to be going over our offensive MVPs of the first half of the 49ers season so far. Matt, who do you got? Go ahead. Take it away.
I mean, let's be honest. We talked about this in the first half recap video. It's slim pickings. There's been injuries all over the board. To me, I have to go with a guy who's been pretty much available and looks to be like a breakout star for the team, and that's going to be Brandon Ayuk. I think for me, it's hard for a receiver to win MVP, but, other than the little knick-knack injury he had coming into the season, he's gotten steadily better over the course of the weeks, and even when quarterback play hasn't been there, he's been the guy that seems to be targeted the most. Shanahan said before the season that he is the most advanced rookie that he's seen in terms of learning the playbook. He thought he was the best wide receiver in the draft. And so far, it looks like Brandon Ayuk's going to, make that praise stick. He's a guy who's explosive. They've used him on end arounds and on sweeps. They've used him in the passing game. He's good after the catch. He's got a bunch of, he's got a few touchdowns. He's got a bunch of highlight plays. And that's all you can, hope to see out of a rookie. I'd like to give it to somebody else, but considering that everybody else has either missed games or been ineffective, it's kind of hard to do that. For me, it's a pretty easy one. Brandon Ayuk, dynamic. And when everybody else in the offense gets healthy, and again, we've said that all year, he's going to be a guy that I think will, continue to produce at a high level. So, he even a little bit more so than Debo, I think he has the potential to be that wide receiver one for the 49ers. I think he's just not as physical as Debo, but I think a little more dynamic in terms of his ability to be elusive and get out in the open field and really yards after the catch. So Brandon Ayuk is my choice. What about you, Zach?
That's a great pick. It's hard to argue against Brandon Ayuk, and I think for the same logic you picked him, I'm going to kind of reverse it. I got to go with Debo. I feel like his absence, it's so obvious how much the team needs him and how much he makes that offense click. Now, it's hard to really tell if it's just he is able to get that offense going, whether or not the quarterback has just having off days when he's not there. There's a lot of other, obviously components that go into it, but I think when it's simple, when Debo's on the field, the 49ers likely are doing well. He does so much for this offense, whether it's in the running game, in the passing game, used as a decoy, whatever the case is. Debo Samuel helps the 49ers in so many ways, and I think Kyle Shanahan understands that. And I honestly think he has a hard time kind of game planning without him because he uses him for so much that when he's not there, he's kind of thinking like, what can I do? And Brandon Ayuk has been a great kind of fill-in for Debo Samuel when he's not there. He can't do all the things that he can do, but he does some things that Debo can't do. So he's got his own great set of talent that's similar, but a little bit different also than Debo Samuel. So I would go with the other receiver. I think Debo Samuel has been you can tell when he's not there, and you can also tell when he is there. So I guess addition by subtraction, if that makes sense, you can tell. So I don't know. What do you think? Is that kind of just an easy pick there?
I don't know if it's an easy pick. I think for me, the thing with Debo or because the default answer is going to be somebody like George Kittle, right? Mm-hmm. But, these guys have missed so many games. Are they really valuable from a seasonal perspective? Yes, they're valuable to the team in terms of team success, but right now the team is not succeeding. And it's about who's on the field doing the best that they can, getting snaps under their belt, advancing, getting better, this and this and that. And for me, Debo's been out, and who's to say that at the beginning of next year, if Debo continues to be hurt and Brandon Ayuk stays healthy, that starting next season, Brandon Ayuk will not have already surpassed Debo Samuel as far as, what he brings to the table as a wide receiver. It's easy to say those guys that, because obviously they have all the talent in the world, a Raheem Mostert. Oh, this team really misses Raheem Mostert because of all of his yards per carry or whatever. Sure, but he got a payday and now he's hurt and now he's not producing for the team. So there's no value there. For me, being a valuable player isn't just about what the team misses when you're gone. It's about what you're contributing. And if you're not contributing, then you're no good to anybody. Like, of course, Nick Bosa is one of the best players on defense, but that he's not here. So, I mean, is he valuable? I don't know that you can say that he is if he's not here. Again, the best ability is availability. We've said it before. We'll say it again. It's a trope, but it's true. So for me, it's you can have all these things, but for me, the guy that's produced is Brandon Ayuk. If I was going to go non-skill position, I mean, you kind of have to go with Trent Williams, who's been, even in his moments of rust, has been really, really good at left tackle. So, maybe I'll throw him in as an honorable mention, just because, he's been there after missing an entire season. He comes back and, he's barely missed a beat. So, but yeah, those guys, I don't necessarily agree that when Debo is healthy, that he's super valuable and you see what he brings to the table and he's very dynamic and he's very physical. You just worry that does that play style, is that going to hamper him in the future? And if he's not available, again, these players have value if they're not available. So that's just where I'm coming from. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and kind of give a different perspective on how I use the term valuable in terms of what they bring to the team.
Yeah, I totally hear you. And great argument as well, because if he's not out there, what good is his value? So I totally get that. And yeah, I was going to say by that same logic, Raheem Mostert, because he makes an offense click, but when he's not there, there's nothing that the team can really get out of that. And unfortunately, a third guy who you could throw in that same kind of injured but great argument has been Jordan Reed. When he was in there, the guy was great up until he got injured. And yeah. I mean, he came back, I think, this week. And he wasn't able to do much, but the 49ers as a whole didn't do much against the Packers. So,
you could say that, but I mean, I don't think that anybody should have had super high hopes that Jordan Reed was going to stay healthy. He hasn't been able to do it his entire career. So the fact that he's been hurt, is that really shocking to anybody? No. It's more shocking that, George Kittle's out again for like an extended period of time this time. I mean, even last year when he got hurt, he didn't miss that many games. I think he missed 2 games and then played the rest of the season. So, yeah, a guy like George Kittle being out, that's a little more shocking because he's usually available. And when he, even when he gets those knick-knack injuries, he's tough. I remember it was his second year, right? And Jimmy threw him that ball over the middle in the preseason. And that's why he has that shoulder injury that he hasn't gotten repaired in 3 years. It's just still, so, a tough guy like that, that's who you're surprised to see. Not Jordan Reed, who's probably missed more games than he's played. So, by the way, Jimmy's getting dangerously close to that. I think Jimmy's played in 4 more games than he's missed as far as availability.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's pretty bad, yeah. It's unfortunate because when I was thinking about this question, you want to say guys like Juszczyk and, maybe even a Kendrick Bourne who might have been able to capitalize on the opportunities, but that just hasn't happened this year. I mean,
Juszczyk, I think, is criminally underutilized. I don't
that's
think
what I was going to say.
Enough.
Yeah, it's
Kendrick
just lack
Bourne,
of.
I just don't think has the ability.
And
unfortunately, I just don't. As much as he works hard, and I love him, he's a great locker room guy. You could just see that the talent just isn't to the level of what they need it to be. It's pretty insane to me that Kendrick Bourne can be on the field for most of the year and never has that like big game. He'll have 5 catches for 50 yards or something like that. And then the minute that Richie James is the number 1 wide receiver, he goes off for like 8 for 160 and a touchdown. And it's just, Kendrick Bourne is just always going to be that perennial number 4 guy, that steady guy that you want out there for like bunch formation or like empty sets, things like that, where he's a guy that'll go up and get you a contested catch, but he's also the guy that will have concentration drops. So, again, it's not, along with the injuries, there's guys that just inconsistently produce, and it's a frustrating thing. We touched on it in our video about the first half, and it's just like, we need these guys to step up and do something. Otherwise, this window's going to be closed. So, yeah, for me, it's Brandon Ayuk because he's been there.
Yeah, and great breakdown as well. It's unfortunate Kendrick Bourne just can't capitalize. Hell of a game by Richie James, by the way. Hopefully that's something the 49ers could maybe get from him moving forward with all these injuries.
Now I just need him to do some good returns because our return game is garbage.
Yeah, it's really bad.
So bad.
Historically
by the way,
bad.
Honorable mention, offensive MVP, Dante Pettis, because he was downright offensive, and I was glad to see him leave town. Sorry, Dante. Wish you all the best in your future endeavors, but
yeah. Take care. By the way, did you see that video he posted of him and his girlfriend dancing to the tweet that he got waived?
Yeah.
It's like, good luck, man. Hopefully
that says everything that we all need to know about Dante Pettis' character and his heart. So
yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Take care, Dante. Have fun with the Giants and Daniel Jones. But I think that's going to do it for us today, guys. I want to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Niners News here on 49ers Hive. My name is Zach Hernandez. That's Matt Llewellyn. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, support the channel, hit that like button as well. Drop a comment below. Who would you say is your 49ers offensive MVP so far?
Go ahead and click the bell, turn on your notifications so you never miss another video. Until next time, guys, go Niners.